Welcome to another episode on the Kyle High Club. As per usual, I have a very, very special guest. His name is Evert Snyman. Evert, hello there. Welcome. Welcome to the show.
How's it, Kyle? Thank you for having me. I'm really, really pleased to be here and I'm excited to chat with you about all kinds of random stuff.
Thank you for being here to chat to me with regards to all kinds of random stuff. I've actually asked you since, remember, I think it was like the second Spacey to come on board the show, and I'm glad it finally happened after all these years.
Yeah, man. I think it's probably happened now because now I have to do these things. I have to do these things a lot more often because I am now basically, well, I've got my band, but I've now gone into the solo side of things. So everything that happens, everything that doesn't happen, everything that goes right, everything that goes wrong is all my fault.
Well, every single choice you've made in your life has brought you to the point where we are currently conversing right now.
Well, I'm very glad about that. The other thing I can think of now is Taylor Hawkins, man.
Why?
Taylor Hawkins, he was such a great fucking drummer. Like, I've been thinking about him since Saturday, man. Like, I'm a huge Foo Fighters fan.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, like, why is that all you can think about now? I mean,
well, no, because I've been listening to a lot of Foo Fighters, obviously, since that. Well, I've been listening to them a lot for the past fucking 25 years. Maybe it's basically as long as they've been a band.
It was so quick.
So, yeah, but also what they said is that his heart was bigger. So what I'm thinking in my head is like, yes, the reason why his heart was so big was because he played every set he played was like 3.5 hours of drums. Can you imagine how much drums that guy played?
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, and the pressure and stuff. And then I think of how Grohl must feel, because I mean, like, that band's not, I can't think that band, it can probably go on, because I mean, we all know that Grohl is like fucking never say die, man. That guy can survive anything. He survived Nirvana. But remember, with Nirvana, he knew Kurt Cobain for 3.5 years, right? Taylor Hawkins, he knew for how many years?
Do you think 25? You'll be able to play without Taylor?
I don't think so, man.
But I've got a theory he will be able to continue playing, but not under Foo Fighters. I don't think
he will. Not. If he does something, it won't be Foo Fighters. I don't think it will be.
He'll probably play a tribute show for Taylor, but I don't think Foo Fighters will continue, because I think that cut is way too deep. I think if he continues with music, he will probably do it under a different name.
Yeah, different moniker. I mean, like, he's been doing that for years anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Vultures. He's got so many other projects as well. But
he did that thing that came out the same day as that Taylor died, like that. What the fuck? I think it's called Dream Widow. He did like a death metal stoner doom. Fucking this. I've listened to it. It's insane. That he just did. Maybe he just recorded it in the bloody weekend. That guy's crazy. That guy just keeps going. So it's like sad, because I think of what Dave Grohl's nature is like. We all grew up with him. And his personality, and he's just got such a nice aura about him, and such a positive guy. Now, how the fuck? I mean, he's dealt with a lot of stuff. Like, some of his friends have also died about it. I mean, Mark Lanigan also died a couple of weeks ago. He was friends with him as well. But this is a whole different ballgame.
But they were like, or interviews, everything. Taylor and Dave, they were like
together, everything.
Yeah, it's and one because it all happened so quick, everybody can't help to wonder, what is that going to mean for the Foo Fighters?
Yeah, no, I've got no fucking clue. I mean, like, the first thing that I thought of when I saw it, I mean, I found out on Saturday morning, when I woke up, my fiance was like, yeah, check this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? This can't be. First thing I thought of all of my band members, man. And I thought about all the people that I jam with, because like I put a lot of emphasis on, well, we can call it the love factor or the respect factor that I have with all the people that I jam with, because they're fucking taking time out of their lives to jam my shit with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then sometimes that eventually turns into the thing that we start collaborating. I start collaborating with the musicians I work with. Then I start thinking of, like, you've also been in bands, man. Like, think about when you've got a really good friend you click with perfectly. You can write music together. You can do fucking anything together. and now all of a sudden that fucking person's gone. That's that kind of relationship. You can't explain it to someone who isn't a musician. Like I mean,
No,
it's bad. People die in your life. Your grandmother dies. Your parents. Your girlfriend. Fucking anyone. But that relationship is so fucking different.
I keep
It's
telling to people it's a different type of love, picking up after a really hard day, two individuals with their own lives, two different instruments, yet find a way to connect with each other without saying a word. That is a different type of love.
But the thing as well is like they're both drummers, Grohl and Taylor Hawkins. Because I mean, Dave Grohl that's what we all fucking know him for.
Yeah.
I mean, we've forgiven him for a lot of the songs that Foo Fighters put out that've been like slightly cheesy, because
Yeah,
we know how fucking good he is.
exactly. Yeah.
We've allowed him to have that. But I mean, like, I fucking love Foos. Like, I love all their shit. Like, I mean, I didn't like Sonic Highways very much, but I mean, the rest of the shit it's good fucking music, man. It's very well put out. It's a perfect pop songs and stuff. Got a lot of respect for it. And I mean, the main thing that I love about them is that they were never these sex, drugs, and rock and roll kind of motherfuckers,
No, they're actually very wholesome, family friendly. Everybody can relate to this band.
Yeah, I mean, like family. That's the main thing with them, and that's like that. The longevity of it. The reason why it lasted as long as it did is because they had such a good fucking framework, and they were loyal to the people they had. I mean, like when they did that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acceptance speech, Grohl just said like the main thing is like we've had the same fucking people who've been working with us and under us or for us for the past fucking almost 30 years that he's been working with some of these people. Talking about like managers, like all this kind of stuff. People who do PR, people who do stage design, your crew, your sound guys. I mean, they've been using the same fucking people.
And that is
You don't get
very,
that.
very rare to find. That is
You don't get that in
very
this industry.
rare.
You don't get that in this industry. You don't. But people don't want to stick together. The thing is with him, he made a lot of money with Nirvana stuff, but he invested what he made so well. And then he took, I mean, I don't really even think of Nirvana anymore. Like Foo Fighters have become a lot bigger in my brain than Nirvana. I mean, obviously you can't take away from Nirvana. Nirvana was a fucking brilliant band.
I
But
can't help
I
to
mean,
think that Nirvana, I mean, if you look at between Kurt Cobain and Dave Grohl, right? And this is kind of why I always leaned more to Foo Fighters than Nirvana. But don't get me wrong, I love Nirvana and I've got respect for what they've done to the grunge scene. But kind of feel
that's the whole
Dave.
but that's the whole point, Carl. Like the grunge, the whole grunge fucking thing was a farce, man. It never fucking existed. It was a marketing ploy.
Yeah, but
I mean, think about this.
Where I want to get to is I kind of always felt that, if you read Dave's autobiography versus Kurt Cobain's, that Dave kind of chose life and Kurt chose the other end.
Exactly.
And that's why I kind of always lean to Foo Fighters, because it's like, no matter how hard life gets, you choose life. You've got this small little window of opportunity, what you're going to do with it. And look what Dave has done with his life thus far.
He's done a fuckload. I mean, that man he's won 16 fucking Grammys, man.
Exactly.
Or 16 or not.
And then
and that's
all that people can say about Kurt Cobain is what if. That's all people can say.
What I'm saying, like, what if fuck all, man? Like, I mean, he's good. He would have made it anyway because he fucking worked his cunt off, and he's good. His voice, he's got a good fucking voice. He writes good songs. He can do everything by himself. You get what I'm saying?
But also, even if one can also speculate, he could have also just chose while he was alive to stop making music. We don't know these things as well. But what we do have concrete proof of is what Dave has accomplished. We do have proof of that.
Yeah, well, we know that he didn't quit music because the fucking output that man has put out. I mean, like for every Foo Fighters album, I mean, just with this new album that came out, I think it was last year, their last album now, which is so fucking sad. It's the last album. Pretty good album. 9 tracks, right? It's like, it was one of the shorter albums. I think it was like 36 minutes, almost 37 minutes, which is kind of short for me for an album, but like, I was like, cool, it's fine. But on top of that, they also recorded that Bee Gees EP, so they recorded another 5 songs there. And then on top of that, they also put out a fucking movie now, and they put a soundtrack out for that movie, and he put out a fucking book, and he did a book tour before they even, in between doing a world tour. You get what I'm
People don't
saying?
even realize the amount of logistics and planning and everything that goes along with all of that.
Hmm. I mean, none of us musicians think about that. We just want to make the fucking music. We don't think about the logistics at all. I mean, I think about the logistics a lot now more that I'm older. But I mean, you weren't thinking about that shit when you're younger. And
No.
it's hard to find, especially in this country, it's very hard to find your market because the market here isn't great. You got to try and look overseas, you know,
So
because then
if I may ask,
you're more
right?
likely to find people overseas. Because I mean, people who are here, they like a certain thing that they have here that they can relate to. And I mean, like that's fucking how it works. The kind of music I make, or even the kind of music my friends make, most of my bands that I'm in, that I'm friends with, we don't really make the kind of music that South Africa really wants. I think most of the time. I mean,
So if I
they
can
want
ask
like
you where you come from with regards, because I don't a lot of people probably know, and those who don't know, you have been in you've been in a plethora of amount of bands with different sounds and different visions and everything like that. Now, taking that idea that you just put on the table, what the sound is, what people in South Africa wants, what the market is like in South Africa. You've been in all of those type of different sounds and different bands, different aesthetics, different venues that you've played. What is your main vision with regards to music right now, where you are in this current point in your life?
whatever the fuck I like. That's basically how I've been doing music since I started. I always just do what I like, and if I like it, it's great. The thing is, what I'm saying is that we're having a big we're having a really big influx of bands now that are actually making the music that they like, and that's got a lot to do with how the world works now. We got the internet; we can put everything anywhere. You know what I mean?
And we talked
But I
about this
mean,
earlier. Doesn't that kind of like dilute the market as well? Because anyone with the audio
no,
interface
fucking
and
sure,
internet
for
can put
sure.
themselves on the internet.
But except for that, except for anyone can put themselves on the internet, anyone today can fucking record themselves.
Yeah,
It's way easier to record yourself now. If you have a fucking iPad and if you have an iPad, you can record yourself. You can get like, you can get to a quality that's like pretty all right, you know, that you can use and you can put it out and you can do your thing. Or maybe it's so much easier to record your own shit now. You know what I mean?
you don't
You
have
don't
to
have to.
save up money to go to a studio first to do that. Now you can just do it yourself. That's also make it a lot easier. Some people don't even have to know music theory because there's apps that can do
I
that
don't
for you.
fucking know. I don't know music theory. I don't know shit, man. I know. Because I know where an E and an A. I know what all the fucking notes are on a guitar. But if you had to ask me, like beyond what a major and a minor is and how the shape of that is, I wouldn't be able to tell you what the fuck I'm doing. I just
Oh,
know that in my ears, it sounds right in my ears, and then I go from there.
oh,
And I have my own.
what I mean is, I mean, a lot of people don't even have to be able to play an instrument to be able to make a song because there are
Oh yeah,
color
for
coded
sure.
apps out
Because
there
I
as
get
well.
used. The thing is, I'm still reverting back to the fact that people should be writing their own music. Like I still haven't accepted the fact that anyone can do it now. You know what I mean? That's how fucking old school I think about this stuff. And I mean, when I record an album, I don't. If I use a sample, it'll be because I'm using a sequencer or I've got like some cool fucking drum electronic drums, which I will program myself and get the sounds for myself to be able to make sure that it's mine. Because you always think about copyright. That's what all these fucking kids don't think about. It's like all the sound packs that they have. It's all
Yeah,
copyright. It's someone else's sound. It's not your fucking sound.
yeah.
And the thing is, that's fine. I mean, but if you're going to use someone else's sound, fuck with that sound a bit so that it sounds more like what you sound like. I mean,
Well,
hip hop is a very good example of that, man. You know how much hip hop was built on samples and a fucking drum machine, man.
exactly. And I showed my people, a couple of my friends about this the other day, how many hip hop artists shamelessly stole from the past, and just use it in their
But what I'm
music.
saying is like they stole some price, but I think I don't really see it as stealing. I see it as like a different way of playing an instrument. Because now a sample is becoming an instrument. You have to actually think when you're listening to that fucking sample, you got to think, cool, this part will work for like a verse bit, or this will work for a stab there. You have to literally break up the whole fucking song in your head before you put it down. Like in the old, I'm saying like today, it's fucking easy because you can cut out that bit and then you can slice it all and put it on the fucking grid and then it'll work, right? But back in the day, old school hip hop, I mean, like from mid to late 70s, before it really like started picking up, they did that shit with a fucking drum machine and a fucking and two fucking vinyl players. That's what they would fucking use, and they would make this crazy fucking shit with those two things. I mean, if you had to get a guy who plays guitar really fucking well, maybe even like who else? Who's a really good guitarist you can think of that people respect? I can't even think of it. The most proficient guitarist who can play every fucking mode on guitar, who knows every sequence, you can play any fucking thing, right? Put him in front of that stage with two turntables and a fucking MPC. How well is he really gonna do? Because he, you know what I mean?
That's why I've got so much respect for DJ Bob. You know, always ending the oppie copies and everything like that. That guy can pull out any vinyl out of like reflex and mix two vinyls together and make something brand spanking new right there on the spot by just feeling the crowd.
If you talk about when people talk about DJ, that's what I think about. Someone who actually has some fucking ability. You know what I mean?
It's amazing because I like the fact that he still does vinyl, you know, and he can read the crowd and he knows exactly what combination of vinyls at what point, how to mix them at that certain point to set that vibe at that moment. I think that alone is also a talent.
Exactly, man. And you need to have fucking rhythm to do that. You need to have rhythm to do music. So how is that not a valuable way of producing a sound? So you see what I'm saying is that way of doing it, they manipulate the sound can manipulate the sound to an extent that it becomes their own. What everyone else does is they literally fucking lift shit and then just like put it on a grid and put like a beat to it, and it's the same fucking shit over and over. You know what I mean?
But don't you think don't you think there is some bravery in it to actually go out there and try to make something versus people who just keep it to themselves in their head?
You know what? It's all about balance, man. I'm just saying that because you were talking about what kind of music what kind of music am I into? What am I liking to do? And I said like whatever the fuck I want. And what I mean by that is that I'm not really a big fan of the genre game. You understand what I mean? It's like I don't like it that I'm not going to be like, cool. So I like alternative rock. So I only listen to fucking alternative rock. That means I'm starving myself of fucking like maybe classic jazz or all kinds of other rock, maybe like fucking bluegrass rock or country music, like maybe shit that's like really fucking good. But now because I only listen to alternative rock and I have this image and this is who I am, you're limiting yourself. I mean, like any good song has different elements, or any good band or any fucking artist that I've listened to the artists I find very pleasing to my ears, they all have like a way that they veer into directions that you wouldn't expect them to go into. You know what I mean? I think the problem is what we want here in this country. Like every time when we have a live band, we want to put all the three fucking heavy bands together. Because yes, why not? Because they all are heavy and they all will fit together because they all have the same kind of genre that they're playing in. You get what I'm saying?
That's like why that's why I always like music festivals like Opikopi and all and Strab and places like that because of the diversity. I am one of those people.
There's no diversity. The thing is, rock becomes this fucking, I don't know what it is, like the way that people think about rock and roll is like very fucking strange for me today, because everyone's all about like the psychedelic train, right? They love, I play psychedelic rock. You know, when people say I play psychedelic rock, what that means to me in my brain is like, oh, you listen to a lot of Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. But also the
and now
misconception
you're
when
trying to
people, when you
capture
tell
this.
people you're in a band, that first thought when you tell your friends, okay, I'm in a band, that first initial thought is also going to go straight to rock and roll as well.
Yeah, they always think I'm in a rock band, but I mean, fuck, I play rock. I mean, that's probably predominantly the thing that I like doing. But I'm just saying that's not the only thing I like doing.
I like to tell
And,
people when they ask me what type of music I listen to, and I tell them, well, it all depends on mood. And also, I can listen to pop without any shame. I can listen to any genre without any shame because for a pop
who's
artist,
my favorite artist of all time is Billy Joel.
nice. I mean,
I can listen to Billy Joel, any fucking album, any era, any song. I love it. I can listen to it any time of day. It doesn't matter if I'm angry, whether I'm happy. It will always be perfect for me.
but
It's
you
like
can tell people
flawless.
for a pop artist, he does really well because he does pop. For a rock artist, they do really well because they do rock. For jazz artists, they do well
The thing
because
is,
they do jazz.
when I think of Billy Joel, I think of rock. I think of him as a rock musician because he plays rock and roll. He plays it on a fucking piano. Rock isn't just on fucking guitars. That's what I'm delving into. Is like we have a lot of guitar heavy bands, right? We don't have a lot of piano heavy bands.
But no, I
Okay, so I'm veering off a bit here, but the point I'm trying to make is that very rarely when you go to see a gig, you see a lot of you see diversity within a gig. So you got maybe you've got like only 3 bands on the bill, right? Wouldn't it be fucking awesome if you had like maybe a death metal band, a fucking hip hop act, and then also like a fucking R&B act, or maybe a fucking country act. You see what I mean? Or a gypsy jazz act,
I
or
love
whatever
that
the.
because one of our mutual friends, Casey, when I was still in Casey Bliss with him, we once played at Rumors. With Casey Bliss, we opened for a bunch of metal bands, and I thought that was one of the coolest days because all of these people came there for metal, but they're Casey Bliss, you know the music as well. I mean, you basically and him made most of those tracks together. I mean, it's such a breath of fresh air to break all of that metal with this beautiful, fun-loving, cute music in between, and everybody loved it. And I think more
But the
gigs
thing is,
can use that.
the thing is, when I think of Casey's music, what I always hear and what I love about the way that he plays and sings is the fact that he's got such good control of his dynamics with his voice and with an instrument he plays, whether it's a bass or a guitar or whatever the fuck. He's got impeccable fucking rhythm. And
You know,
I mean, that's what I'm hearing. When I hear that, then I don't give a fuck if it's heavy or mellow. I can hear the rhythm that's there. So I can already envisage in my brain, cool, this is what the drums would sound like. This is what the bass would sound like. You know what I mean? That's what he does to me. He makes me like want to jam with him or something. That's what I'm looking for when I listen to music. I want to listen to shit that inspires me to want to play, or at least inspires me to want to dance. Because I don't dance, but I want something that's gonna make me be like, fuck, that's lekker.
at least bop your head along to it, and smile and grin along with it. And I've always
That's one of the hardest things for me. You got to understand. I've been engineering my own music since I was 14 years old. I've got trust issues with that. I don't trust anyone to record me because they can't do it quick enough, and they'll never be able. Like I've become such a prick, dude. If anyone has to record me, I'm a total bastard. But with anyone else, I've got great patience. But with myself, I have no patience, and I totally go overboard with it. But what I'm getting the point here is that I've now had to put all of this stuff together. I've been recording for a very long time on many different mediums, and yes, it makes it fucking hard to enjoy music. I'm telling you now, like at the end of the day, like I still listen to music at night stuff. It all depends on how fucking tired I am at the end of the day. When you get older, you start getting tired quicker. But it makes it very hard for me to appreciate music. So I find myself always falling back on music that I was listening to when I was a lot younger, like maybe even from like about 4 till about to my maybe like to like 18, 20. That's the kind of music that I'm comfortable with. And obviously when you're about 14, 15, that's when your brain is like that's when you kind of decide as a human what you want to do or what kind of person you're going to be. That's when your personality comes out. That's when the fucking hormones come out. You know what I mean? That's what makes you, that's when your innocence starts fucking dying as a human. And then the music that you listen to then, because your brain is like taking in like all of the shit that of where you are at that point, and kind of laying the blueprint for how your fucking brain is going to be working for the next, let's say, until you die.
Yeah.
Then it starts working a little bit differently. Then everything that you're going to listen to is going to have an emotional content. Because I mean, think about it. You're going through, you've got all these fucking hormones going through you, so you're gonna have a lot of fucking mood swings and shit. So everything that you can listen to, and music can, I mean, why the fuck do we like music? Music triggers emotion.
There's also a big difference between listening and playing, because I found myself, if I am in a really shitty mood, the music I listen to versus the music I play. Have you ever noticed how diversely different it is? Well, for me, it is. I don't know about other musicians, but
like, that's the fucking weird thing. Like, we'll have like a great fucking rehearsal, right? We'll nail every fucking thing. Then we get to the show, and then everything's a fuck up. Maybe it's the sound. Maybe something breaks. Maybe the fucking power goes. Maybe we didn't fucking promote well enough. Maybe the place is fucking empty. Maybe it's a fuck up of some sort. Then maybe something went wrong, right? But I mean, fuck, dude. It's so hard, man. It's so hard to have like a really, for me, like I get very emotional when I think about music. It's like that's why I do it. It's like the way that I express myself as a person, So
yeah.
it becomes, sorry if I'm going back to what I said before, is that it becomes so hard to listen to music because you've already, like you're saying now, and it's segueing to what you're saying, that when you play music, your brain then changes a little bit more. So this segues back to the next one. There's going to be a lot of segues. Please excuse me.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
So when you're listening to music when you're younger and you're going through all this stuff, all that stuff has an indentation on your brain. So what did I listen to when I was 15 or 16? I listened to a shit out of Pixies. I listened to I listened to Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Queens of the Stone Age, Beck, fuck, what else? Blur, all the good 90s bands. So all that shit is like, that's the kind of sonically, when I listen to music, that's like what I like, because that's the kind of music I dug growing up, and then that's the kind of thing I've been trying to reproduce in studio for the past 20 fucking years. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out how the people that made that pleasing sound, I'm trying to figure out how to make that pleasing sound. So if you already got that kind of perspective on how sound is entering your fucking brain and the way that you're analyzing it, it's very hard to enjoy music. And then also that's why genre becomes redundant, because if you already know how everything's made and you're just doing one fucking genre that you're analyzing, yes, man, if you don't branch out, you'll lose your bloody mind. You know what I mean? Variety is this.
I'm with you 100% there. I'm with you 100%, because if you solely because I used to be one of those metal purists in high school. If you don't listen to metal, everything else is lame.
Yeah, but we're a teenager, man. Teenagers are shitheads, dude.
And the day straight after school, I went to go work in America, and I went to Warp Tour, where I went to go watch a lot of my favorite metal and pop rock bands and everything like that. But Katy Perry played that year. Before she was Katy Perry, she was still went under a solo name.
Before she kissed a girl and liked it.
Yes. So she played acoustic. And I watched the play acoustic, and that day my whole entire mindset changed about genre, about music and everything. Just because I saw at Warp Tour this lady playing an acoustic guitar, and I followed her journey ever since then. And she's Katy Perry. I mean, it sounds like really stupid, but it's just that that wholesome moment where you can see someone is enjoying what they're doing on that one instrument.
That's what it's all like. That's what it's all about, man. That's why they fucking do it. And I mean, like, power to any, like, even bands that I do not fucking enjoy, that like really is like not my cup of tea. I can't say anything bad about anyone, because how it works in this industry, and this is fucking, you think the competition is bad in South Africa, it gets fucking worse when you get overseas. Then there's 500,000 more bands because there's more fucking venues.
But if someone can ask me what type of music I like it when I can see and hear and feel that the artist
No,
who's
exactly.
making
That's
that
what it's all
music
about.
love what they are doing. Then I don't even care about what the fuck the genre is. As long as
But that's
the
what I'm saying is
artist,
that that's the one thing. That's when it's like that's why people listen to music. But what I'm saying is that if you can, if you've got like fucking 10% talent and you've got 90% fucking determination, you can get pretty fucking far. Determination is the main fucking thing, because with music you can strike it lucky, but I'm telling you now, Katy Perry probably worked a fucking cunt off and played a fuckload of shows acoustically. That's probably why she could fucking do what she could do, and why you could see, oh shit, this fucking bitch knows what she's doing. You know
but
what I mean?
can't you apply that mentality and theory to anything with regards to life, not just music? I mean, with that same
Yes, of course.
determination, you can achieve
Of
basically
course.
fucking anything.
But people don't. Yeah, but that's the joke of it all. Because I mean, think about it this way: in 100 years, who's going to give a fuck that me or you were alive? Like, no one is going to be deeply sad. Maybe they'll be sad about how we died. Maybe we die horrifically, like in the archives when they read it in 100 years. But no one's
Yeah.
going to give a fuck in 100 years. So why should you be sad now when you know you have a limited fucking time on this planet? I mean, like I'm by no means a spiritual person at all or religious in any way, but I do know that the law of attraction is a very real thing. The energy that you put out is the energy that you get in. That's just fucking basically, I mean, that's physics. That's how atoms and shit are basically attracted to each other or push away from each other. You know what
Every
I mean?
action's got to equal an opposite reaction. Isn't that
I mean, like that's the
Newton's
way
law?
I'm thinking about it. It's like all of the bad shit and all the good shit. It's all still, if you think on a fucking molecular level, and you think of how big the planet is, and you think of maybe the outer space and how many other fucking star systems and shit there are, we are so fucking small, man. So
We
do you really
are
want to be?
so small. I mean, the other day I went to the planetarium, and they end off the planetarium show with where they start with Earth and they zoom out, and they show you how big the sun is, and then they zoom out and they keep zooming out, and they show you all of these planets, and then you look, wow, look how big this planet is, and then they bring you back to Earth and they show you you are actually fuck all. You are basically a blip on the radar of the universe that's out there. How arrogant are we to think that we are the only life in existence,
Like
right?
that's why we keep fucking everything up, man. But I mean, we can talk about this forever. I mean, I'm no fucking hippie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, oh, fucking this and this. I'm like a mixture between liberal and I'm quite liberal about a lot of shit. I mean, all the shit, obviously, I mean, that's not even a question. I mean, like, I don't give a fuck about race. I don't give a fuck about gender. All of the fucking shit that you shouldn't give a fuck about. That's like fucking kind of a no brainer, you know?
Yeah.
But with me, there's certain things that I fucking hate. I hate it when people are late. I hate it when fucking, you know what I mean? People don't confirm things, or when people agree to things that they're not gonna, they say they're gonna do, or they're not gonna do. Or if you're working like within a team and like the one guy's got one role, you've got your role, and the one guy's not fucking pulling it. Then you're thinking like, well, I'm overcompensating here, and you're still getting fucking paid, but I'm doing all the fucking work. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's the kind of shit that I don't dig. And like, also, what I don't enjoy is people fucking pussyfoot around each other quite a lot. And I mean, like, you have to do that to a degree. I mean, you can't just fucking tune your boss, and just be like, yeah, well, fuck you, I'm not coming today. You don't do that. And you
Yeah.
try to be as pleasant as you can be, but you shouldn't take shit from people.
You know what?
And I'm
That's
not saying you shouldn't
that,
allow people to humiliate you or make you feel small. Because I mean, like the whole thing we're saying, how fucking small we are, you shouldn't allow that shit to fuck with you. You get what I'm saying?
no, I see it in the sense of to be inspired. I see it as a in sense of, you know what?
You're
Sure
free.
thing.
You do whatever the fuck you want. If you're honest with everyone around you, and you can assess the situation properly, and you can always be honest, and you don't let things go that you don't want to let go. And I'm not saying like you've got to be a fucking prick about everything and don't let anything go and become like a fucking nervous wreck for people to be around.
No, no, I
Balance
understand.
always.
But
Balance always, right?
but also,
But
how lucky
if
are
you
we
don't
to actually be part of life, with how minute we are, how lucky are we to
exactly,
actually enjoy things like we can be in a solar system for life to exist. Do you know the magnitude of the possibility of that happening?
I mean, like the prop. Yeah, I mean, like it's a fucking farce. It's an accident, but we'll never know because we are so fucking small. We don't really know what the fuck is going on. Like this whole universe could be like a little bit of fucking someone's semen that's dripped on top of on a fucking bathroom floor, and that could be us. You know what I mean? Maybe that's how. I'm being like I'm fucking thinking of different examples of like how we can try to equate it.
Yeah, no,
But I mean,
100%.
it's also equated. So the whole point of this is just that, and I mean, that's the most difficult thing that we have to deal with as humans is like depression. Yes, depression is the worst fucking feeling on earth. And but the thing for me is, I'm quite. I find depression to be like, well, depending on how fucking hectic things can get, because I mean, everyone's got their it's got their limits of how much they can handle. But I mean, I think depression is a good motivator. It's a good motivator to be.
Why do you say that?
Because there's something fucking wrong in your life that you are not changing, and you're building resentment around it. You know what I mean?
Dude,
or you're thinking of a thing in a certain way. If you can change the way you think about something and you can do it on your terms, and I mean that's the fucking most difficult thing to do, because that means you're giving up your ego, you're giving up everything of what you're basically taking in everything, and you're just processing it, but in a way that's in a healthier way. Because if you're just trying to overload yourself, that's fucking bad. If you underload yourself, that's also fucking bad. Balance, man. You see what I'm saying?
So depression is probably one of my biggest vices, one of my biggest crutches on this planet.
Fuck, mine too. I'm a fucking musician. All musicians are depressed, man.
And you know how you see it, and what you've just said is kind of almost like me. You know, I've got like, I always tell people it's like this inner conflict. I always give myself this pros and cons of a situation. And the problem is you're bargaining with yourself.
Exactly. The thing is, that's the point I'm trying to reach. Like, you are not your thoughts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Every fucking, your brain is a fucking supercomputer, right? Your brain is constantly processing a shitload of stuff that's coming in. All this fucking information, visual information, audio information, shapes, all kinds of shit, language, fuckload of stuff, hazards, like fucking cars driving around you, It's processing all of this shit. So when your brain wants to go to certain ways because you build fucking pathways, right?
Yeah.
And that's why when people when they work their fucking ass off to something, and they get stuck in a job where they keep on working and they're not progressing in life. What happens eventually is your body will start telling you, okay, well, what's happening now is you are fucking yourself, and now I'm going to make you die because this is not a way to live. That's when you start getting those anxiety attacks and stuff. Your body is talking to you. And that's the other thing. People don't listen to their fucking. I'm one of those people. I'm saying this because I have done the same shit. I'm not fucking flawless. A lot of times that I haven't listened to my body, and that's like the fucking dumbest thing you can do.
Dude, literally what you are talking about happened to me last week Friday. I was at home, and it was Friday evening. I was supposed to go to a wedding the next day. And I found myself, I couldn't sleep because I was in my mind the whole time. And I was busy cleaning my house at 1 o'clock in the morning because I wanted my thoughts to go away, because I was having like a massive anxiety attack because
I clean a lot. I use cleaning to deal with anxiety a lot as well.
Yes,
cleaning
dude.
helps a shitload.
And my body was literally exactly that, telling me, because I found that I've come to a position in my life where I am not comfortable with where I am right now, with not only my job, but what I am doing with the path I took. And I am making a really big, drastic decision to avoid it. So now I'm questioning that decision, because we are so used to take the safe way out. I have what I have right now. This is the safe way. I know I've got this, but to take that jump, that leap, to get yourself out of that mindset is fucking scary.
It's scary, and sometimes it's fucking impossible, man. It's sometimes impossible to fucking get out of bed. Sometimes it's impossible to actually want to fucking take a shower in the morning. Sometimes it's impossible to want to fucking eat anything. Sometimes it's possible to actually do something nice for yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been through all of that shit.
And
And
then
the thing is,
yeah,
it
go for it.
segues to the other thing. Like, think of how small we are. Why the fuck are we torturing ourselves? You understand what I mean? And it's easier said than done. I mean, you can't just fucking wake up and be like, oh, now I'm fucking, everything's great. It's work. You got to keep working on yourself. I mean, if you have no yearning to learn anything, right? You know, that's the problem. Why I think a lot of people, arrogant people who think they know something, that's why they usually don't get very far in the industry, is because if you already think you know everything, what is there to learn? And if there's nothing to learn, what the fuck is there to experience in life? If you think you know everything, then you might as well just fucking die then. You understand what I mean?
I've taken that mindset on myself. You know, I've stopped thinking that I know everything there is to know about myself, and I'm willing to learn more about what my wants are, what my needs are, and how to get out of certain mindsets. So I've taken that
remember, you are not
mindset
your
on
thoughts, man.
myself.
You are not your thoughts. Like all the thoughts that you have going through your head, that's literally your fucking brain fucking with you because you've built so many fucking neural pathways. So it's think about it this way: you're building highways. If you go through a breakup, right? Why do you think a breakup is so fucking hard to deal with? Why it causes your brain and your mind and body and everything so much distress? Because over the course of that relationship, you built highways to certain things that when you think about that person, that you have certain emotions, right? Now those emotions are not the same anymore because now you've broken up. Now you've got to fucking reroute your brain to start feeling better about it. And that takes time because you have to reroute the highways. You're building new highways and you're closing the other fucking highways. Now think about it this way: if you are still friends with that person, then you have only half of their highway still maybe open, and you have a new highway for your new life.
You have
You're
a
getting
half
what
a
I'm
highway like those ones in Cape Town, you know.
what I'm saying is like that's fucking. When I say you're not your thoughts, that's what I mean. Like you know what you fucking want in life. You just got to slowing down your brain. That's the hardest thing. And the problem is people don't take the stairs, man. People don't do shit that you got to break a sweat every day. And that's why exercise is good. Exercise isn't good because it makes you buff or attractive. It helps you to get rid of your fucking energy. Because
Also,
I mean, think about
you
this.
prioritize your thoughts. Like exercise, also you can see progress. People don't see mental progress. You can't track mental progress, so it doesn't feel like you're making any progress.
It's even more basic than that. Think about it this way, right? We don't have any natural predators. I mean, except each other. But I mean, but you know what I mean? Like back in the day, you would only stress when you're fucking running and you now you got to go kill a fucking pig so that you can feed your family for the week. You know.
Yeah.
That's that. Then you had that adrenaline, all that fear, or you had to fucking hide away from fucking lions or whatever the fuck predators there were that you had to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Then you had that stress response and stuff. Now we're stressing about shit like you're saying. You can't fucking equate mental progression because it's not something your brain fucking doesn't really like. We got that to do art and language and all that stuff. But the fact is, as you get older, when you're younger, your body can still take the punch, right? If you don't listen to it. When you get older, it starts being like, okay, I'm giving you a hint now. You need to start like stopping this. You know, like when you drink that one beer the one day, or you had the last minute and you wake up and you just really feel fucking horrible. And you're like, well, I'm not going to drink. And you don't drink again for like a month or whatever. And then you drink a beer and you drank one beer and you're like, yes, I really feel like shit. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
But you're not your thoughts, man. It's literally your brain that's giving you those impulses again. And that's where it becomes, that's why like the mindfulness thing is also so fucking important. You can't keep living in the past and keep living in the future because you are in the fucking present. You know what I mean? If you're not thinking about now, future doesn't exist, but actually everything exists at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
The past, the present, and the future. Because I remember, think about it this way, right? You had the Big Bang, the whole fucking had that big explosion. When we look at stars, when we look at stars with from the galaxies that are fucking far away,
we're looking back in time.
We're looking back in time, motherfucker.
We're
So I
literally
mean,
looking back in time.
everything that's happened has happened. Everything that will happen. And maybe it's happened before. Maybe that's the cycle. Who fucking knows? But you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
You
think,
time is like it's we experience the way we do because obviously we have a natural progression. We fucking rot and then we die, right?
yeah.
But if we didn't rot and die and shit, then time would be fucking. It's cool that we die. It's cool that otherwise we wouldn't be able to experience time. You get what I'm saying?
And that is exactly that. Like the way you said earlier, a lot of people, don't see that being tiny as
No,
motivation. I think it's beautiful.
I
I
have to
think,
remind myself of shit because I mean, remember, if you've got like a hectic job and you've got a lot of shit on your plate, and you're like quite a busy person, right?
yeah.
Shit will get to you after a while. If you don't make that time to actually take in what the fuck is going on around you, your body is going to start being like, well, listen, you're not giving me what I want, so I'm not going to give you what you want.
Mm,
You have to be kind to yourself, man. It took me such a long time to learn to be nice to myself.
oh, it's one of
Like
the
a lot of
hardest
people,
things ever.
very hard to do that. But the thing is, I remind myself in 100 fucking years, no one's going to give a fuck. So I might as well be nice to myself now because I'm living now. I'm not saying to only live for now and just fucking fuck everything up today and don't think about the money
Yeah.
that you have to make to pay your rent and for fucking all this shit. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying experience what you've built for yourself, and then from that way, if you see things like that, the likelihood of you being able to progress or to move to a more comfortable place that's more suited to the way that you want to fucking perceive reality, then you're fucking sorted. But yes, I'm saying all of this shit, but getting there, man, that's another fucking story, man.
Exactly. What's one of my biggest frustrations? Like you said sometimes it's hard to get up. Sometimes it's hard to, just do anything. And sometimes you're just so emotionally drained to do anything. I'm frustrated by the fact that that week can sometimes turn into a month. And then I look back and I feel like I've wasted 4 months. I didn't do fucking anything, all because I am depressed. I am the only person that prolonged me making any progress. So that is my only biggest frustration with myself, because it's
That's the
self-inflicted.
thing. If you fuck up, you got to take responsibility for that, and you got to be like, well, I fucked up now. Maybe I won't fuck up tomorrow. You can't be so hard on yourself
I
because
think that
that makes it fucking worse.
you
I mean,
mentioned
think
this
about
off.
this. If
No,
you're
go for it.
worrying about, say, you're going to go play a show, right? And you are practicing and practicing and practicing because, like, you really want to play the show really well. Maybe it's your first show, whatever the fuck. By the time you get to that stage, you're going to be so fucking freaked out because the expectation that you're creating for yourself is what fucks you up. You got to be kind to yourself. So the way I see it, I'll always make a list because I fucking love making lists because I'm very obsessive compulsive with that kind of stuff. I've got closets and bloody books full of lists, and I'll itinerize what I want to do that day. So say, for instance, I say, cool, I need to do groceries, but I also need to master a track, and also I have a rehearsal tonight. Then I think, cool, out of those three things, what's the most important thing that I've got to do? Which is the one that I can forgive myself for not doing? And then I look at the logistics of where is everything. You get what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
not always going to get to everything. And if you don't get to everything, that's fine because we're all human, man.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And I think we were talking about this before we even started recording, is that people don't have an attention span anymore because everything is just fucking given to them. So there's
Yeah.
no reward system anymore. If you don't have a reward system, that's why people are fucking depressed.
Dude, I
If you
listened
don't,
to Muse the other day, and the lyrics of Knights of Sidonia fucking slapped me right in the face. Like, how can we win if fools can be kings? Don't waste your time, or your time will waste you. Yo, dude, that lyric just slapped me, and I could relate to it, and I felt it. I felt those lyrics like speaking to my innermost inside voice that no one ever hears. I felt that because I'm basically the voyager of my own universe. And you mentioned it also of recording was that imposter syndrome. That is such a
And
harmful
yeah,
thing.
Imposter Syndrome is a bitch, man. And I mean, like, think about it this way. I've done 2 albums basically by myself. I fucking played everything. I recorded it. I mixed it. I mastered it. I, like, you mean I got my deal ready? I made all the music videos myself. I did fucking everything, and I still don't think that I've done enough. You know what I mean? I'm incredibly my own worst fucking critic. I've done that. And then when people like with Stian and Andy and Tim and fucking everyone that's jammed with me, Chris, all of them, I were like, it's a fucking honor to jam with you. And I'm thinking to myself, but I haven't done that much. It's fucking weird. You'll still think that you haven't done much, but I've done more than I think most fucking people have done. But I don't see it like that. Even now, I don't see it like that. And I also don't want to see it like that, because if I see it like that, I'm not going to want to experience new things and work harder and still enjoy doing what I'm doing. Because it's good to work towards a goal. That thing I'm saying, there's no reward system anymore with people's brains, because everything's given to them. That's what music is to me. Music is like making and recording music, and the whole process, as long and as fucking hard as it is, I love it. I love every bloody second of it. Playing a show, like playing with people, I love every second. That's when I feel the best. When I had anxiety attacks 3 years ago, I had heavy anxiety attacks in my chest. It felt like someone was basically compressing and stabbing me in the heart for about 3 months. But I refused to take any medication because I don't know a lot about medication. I've never been on medication.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I kind of like to tough stuff out. So all I did is I changed my diet. I did the exercise. I did all the stuff that I could do naturally, and I fucking waited it out. And after 3 months, I was all right. That's not Disney and almost a brick, Diney.
No, it is not. I'm there as well, because I'm arrogant enough to feel, and this might sound harsh, but it's how I brought up. I got myself into this mess. I need to get myself out of it.
But I mean, like, that's the thing for me with music. If I'm a band leader to a lot of people, or if I go to a place and I go to a studio and someone's recording me and I'm fucking paying them, or someone else is paying, or the label's paying for it, or whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. I want to be able to. I should be able to be confident enough to know that, fuck, I know how relatively a bit more than your average fucking engineer, because I've been doing it for so long and been playing fucking instruments in that vein. So with recording, I know what I'm doing, right? So because I think that the only way that you can have a fucking opinion on something, if you actually know something about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it.
But my opinion will still always be pretty diplomatic. I mean, I lecture sound engineering in Braamfontein, and the main thing I'm always teaching these kids is like, the way that you produce music and the way that you get the sound, it doesn't fucking matter how you get there. No one is going to mix or record something the same. Everyone's going to be fucking different, but everyone that's good is going to know the fucking fundamentals. You're always going to have a bass frequency, a mid frequency, and a high frequency. What fucking instrument you use and how you fucking get to that sound, how you get your drums to sound snapping, whether you use compression or not, or whatever, that's fucking up to you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's, a lot of people don't think like that. They're like, well, fucking, okay, cool. So this is the thing that's in this production is in. We've got to fucking do it like this every time now. This is the standard. And I mean, like, obviously you have a standard, but it's if you think of recording and producing music like that, then fuck it seems quite boring, don't you think?
I think we've progressed way past traditional ways of doing anything in today's life. We're not even just music.
Like, just explaining analog to these kids was like fucking hectic. Like, when I explained to them how recording to tape worked, they were like, the one guy said to me, he said to me like, no, fuck that. We should ban tape because it's too bloody difficult. It's too difficult having to cut up the tape. How the hell? He said, like, how the hell are any of us supposed to be able to do it that well? It's like, well, that's just the thing. When we keep saying that music was better back in the day and everything was better back in the day, it's like, this is why, because the people who could, now imagine, okay, you're saying this is weird for you to have to record like this, or to do a production like this, or to make a track like this. But back in the day, that's all they had. So they made it work. So you get what I'm saying, man. And then
Yeah,
just looking at it was like,
dude.
they were brave. They were fucking good. Jesus, that's this. Then I changed his mind and I said to him, the thing is, if you're really good at something, you only need to be able to do it. The more proficient you are at something, that the longer you can take it. But I said it's also not wrong if you get people who like to edit tracks together. I mean, I've done that various times, especially when I'm tracking like a lot of fucking stuff, or I'm tracking drum tracks. I'll always work out the drum track and I'll practice it during the week. I'll play a shit ton of drums for like 2 weeks before I start tracking. Then when I do track, if I make one mistake, I know where to pick up because I know where to edit the thing together because I know exactly how the fucking sound is coming out because I know the room and I know my equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you go now and you put me in someone else's fucking room with a different drum kit, with a different door, with all that shit, I'll maybe be able to do it, but I'm going to struggle my cunt off. But if I know exactly how the fuck to play something from beginning to end, it's going to be a lot easier than if I'm going to try and build a track on someone else's system or someone else's operating system that I'm not fucking familiar with. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
That's the fucking old school way of doing things. I mean, it sounds nice when you've got a long take. Like the live tracking thing is like that's the sound that people are looking for, but they can't. Fuck, it's fucking hilarious when you think about it. Oh, we want that Sabbath sound, or we want that Led Zeppelin sound. But you know, it's the first fucking thing these guys do. They mic up every fucking drum, right? And then they also play to a click. Led Zeppelin didn't play to a fucking click. Led Zeppelin used like what 2-3 drums max, mics max on their fucking drums. These motherfuckers aren't thinking about that. Now they're trying to recreate a sound with a technique that is totally made for a different era. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, it's like telling someone they want to be a race car driver, but you give them a scooter. You know,
But what I'm saying is like they can't figure out how to fucking a lot of producers. Oh, I want to get that Zeppelin sound. They're too fucking lazy to do the research to go and check. Oh fuck, this is how they recorded it. This is the more or less you can get if you can get the information of how big the room was, more or less what mics they used, the more or less the position of it, how you know how the drum set is tuned because you can hear that in the recording, so you can pretty much match the drum sound with the tuning. Got the right heads, whether it's fucking bright or whether it's dull or whatever the fuck, you know. From that you can make an educated decision. Then you can recreate it if you take it back to the fundamentals. But people make things too fucking complicated.
exactly. You need to bring it back to the basics, like you said. Is we all need to remember it's all frequencies. It's all frequencies. So now you need to still think to yourself, okay, cool. That frequency was produced a certain way, a certain manner, with all different individuals producing those frequencies as well. So, trying to recreate even that with from the technology where it comes from to today's age, you will never be able to do that because you will never be in an ecosystem that will be relevant to be able to produce those frequencies again.
Yeah, but like, how many people have access to tape? No one. But the thing is, that's not the thing. Is you can still apply. Like I was watching a lot of videos from Steve Albini. You know who Steve Albini is?
Yes, sir.
Steve Albini did what? He did Nirvana, he did PJ Harvey, he did Pixies, he did Pixies' first full-on album. He's a fucking great engineer. And you know why I say engineer, not producer? Because he fucking hates it when people call him a producer. That guy just records. He just fucking records. He puts mics up the best way that he can, and he captures the sound the best way, and that's his sound. That sound is you sound like him.
Yeah,
You know,
Trent
like
Reznor also had a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, but I mean, like, except for that, but what's the main thing about Steve Albini that you can think of that I fucking like the most about him?
Probably, well, if I have to guess, he knows exactly what to make, what to do to get the most out of every single instrument just by mic placement. Or
he refuses to go digital.
Okay.
He fucking refuses. He does not do digital. He fucking hates it.
Analog all the way.
But the thing is, he's such a good fucking engineer, and his mic techniques and his engineering level of engineering sound and fucking putting shit together. And mind you, these are on fucking tapes, man. This is not like you don't have a fucking screen. You can't fucking see what he's doing. You can only hear it, right?
Yeah.
This motherfucker is so good, right? They get him to lecture at sound academy schools, and I mean, all those schools, everything they do is fucking digital. They'll maybe do tape, but everything becomes digital in the end. Then he's just shooting them like, yeah, well, it's actually wrong that I'm here talking to you because I can't fucking teach you anything because I'm walking in here, I'm seeing all these computers that you guys are working on. I'm like, I don't even know how to fucking operate this shit.
That's why I say that
But no,
ecosystem will never exist again. You know, like you mentioned, not a lot of people have got access to tape. The need to purchase a lot of these analog systems are no longer relevant. What person is gonna
the
buy all of
only,
these analog
analog stuff,
things if you've got a
the only
MacBook?
analog stuff that they still do make is they make like preamps and shit, right? They
Yeah,
make like a fuck of preamps and still make what do you call it? They make like compressors and all kinds of shit. So all your outboard gear. So that's still analog, right? So that's fine, but that's then put into your chain. So everything's it's always going to be a combination. I don't want to accept that digital will take over everything. I mean, like I do everything digitally. Everything that I do is digital because my fucking tape machine, I've only got an 8-track. What the fuck are you going to go through? An 8-track or a limitless fucking thing with an 8-track, which you can use a fucking plug-in to give you tape saturation if you are so inclined to really get that tape sound, you know?
yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you also got like I've seen some of these preamps, you know, you can actually upload all of your plugins for your different guitar effects on a preamp nowadays instead of like having a
Yeah, you
pedal board
can.
with a bunch
And
of.
with the technology, it's great. But the fuck up with that is a digital thing that's fucking basically pretending to be analog. Like you can get it pretty close, and you can get really good plugins, and like the programmers are doing fucking crazy shit with stuff. But having the actual fucking thing there, the actual thing that's saturating your sound and giving you the sound that you want, that's fucking what you want.
That I
Like
like to tell
that's
people
I
it takes away the warmth. I feel like all of this digital is a little bit more colder. I feel it takes away the warmth of the analog. That I've got no other way
I
to
mean, for
explain it.
instance, like if I use the difference between this is like I can either use a microphone to record my amp, right? Then I will get like a perfect, accurate fucking sound to what the amp sounds like, right?
Mm.
Then I can use a DI. I've got like a really nice DI on my guitar, on one of my old Marshalls. I've had this guitar since I was 16, and it
Nice.
really saturates the sound quite nice. I mean, that's a Valve fucking amp. That is basically in a nutshell analog. Then that I think I can take straight into my digital fucking console or sound card or whatever the fuck, and then I get the sound that I have. But if I'm recording the guitar clean straight into the fucking sound card, now after that, then I put like all kinds of effects on it to emulate what the fucking amp is doing naturally, or what the amp is doing naturally through the amp with a microphone, or through the DI, which is being fucking basically saturated by the valve amp. It's not going to sound the same if I put a digital thing on it, because you're going to get all kinds of fucking weird artifacts and shit. Because remember, the way that digital works is it's basically making little markers, right? Like
Yeah.
it fucks with my. I stay up. I think about this quite a lot. It's like it's something that fucking drives me insane. Are we actually hearing it? Are we actually hearing digital? Because remember, it's all fucking code. I mean,
That is
if you
that
think
is the
about it,
one thing I've been wondering. You know, it's like that age-old saying: "If a tree falls and no one is there to hear it, did it happen?"
exactly, fucking exactly. That's was my next point exactly.
So I was thinking the same thing the other day. I mean, is this actually music? You
I mean, like,
know?
are we all just agreeing? It's like if you think about colors, right? So cool. We all agree that blue is blue, right? But maybe in your head, blue is my red. You know what I mean?
And
We're all just fucking agreeing to. We're just agreeing to exist together, and
but who
whatever
says the
fucking.
blue of the sky versus a digitally, generated blue is it even the same thing? You know, we're all
The
watching it
same
on an
thing is just
LCD
because of
screen.
fucking. Maybe it's just because our fucking brains see it like that. We've fucking evolved to the fact that we can see shit like that. We've removed ourselves so far from nature that. But you understand what I mean? A
I got
tape.
you. I got you.
I mean, like you would think if you think about when you're archiving fucking audio, right, or video, you think that digital is the fucking way to go, right? You'd agree to that, right?
Well, yeah, today's era, yes.
Today's era. Now think about the fucking 80s when digital started.
I like one thing that I do like about the 80s was the combination and exploration of digital and analog. But if people always ask me what's my favorite era of music, it's definitely the 70s, where most bands had like a mini orchestra on stage, where they all
God,
made
fucking
all of
all
those
over.
different, like doo-wop girls, and I've got the brass section, but like a tiny orchestra just to get a little bit more sound.
But okay, the point I'm trying to get to is you'd think that digital is a really good medium to store shit on. I mean, like, think of all this stuff. So if you think about like fucking recordings of Hitler, right?
Mm.
What the
Okay.
fuck was that?
Whoa.
What was that? What the fuck? What do you think that was recorded on?
Oh yeah, I get where
What
you're
was it
going with
recorded
this.
on?
Yeah, it's
What was it recorded on? A fucking tape, right?
yeah.
And that type, that same type, if it's fucking restored and it can even be replicated to another type or whatever the fuck. But if you save that type, if I take that same fucking type and it's been stored and it's obviously been treated so it can't get fucking damaged, because I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, you
No one can
literally just
hack a
make
tape.
you can't hack a fucking type, right?
Yeah.
So when was that? 19 he died when? 1945, right?
Okay.
What fucking year is it now?
Yeah. Okay. I'm
How
with
many
you.
years later is it now? It's like fucking what? 40. I've got to do the math now. It's like 50, 56 years, 50, 70. Jesus, 77 fucking years, right?
And you can still listen
And
to the
that
tape.
type and today I can get a tape player, which is not, it's like not the fucking craziest feat of technology. I mean, obviously you got to be specialized. You got to know how to make a tape.
You say it like it's so easy to just go out there and
No,
get
no,
a
no.
tape player now.
No, but the thing is, no, no. But I'm saying all the blueprints are there. I mean, it's a fucking physical thing that takes it uses fucking magnets and electricity and fucking rust. Tape's got rust on it. It's using all of that shit to recreate the sound. It's like, and it's actually really good fucking quality, right?
Yeah, I'm
That's why
joking,
everyone.
but I'm just saying, like, where would you go right now if you want to go buy a tape player?
No, where the fuck you'd go secondhand? You can find this shit secondhand. You can find it. You can fucking if you get people who are fucking crazy enough, that maybe
Any
they build a fucking they make a Frankenstein fucking tape
or
player.
just go to the
I mean,
that tape probably only came out there last year.
because remember the way a tape player works, it's got a fucking motor. It doesn't have a fucking computer. It's a fucking motor.
You
And
know,
the motor it's a motor, and you've got even like the numbering system. It's the most basic part of fucking coding and engineering, right? But they included those things, all the numbers and all that cock, right?
yeah.
Okay, I'm getting to a point. Sorry. Now that fucking thing was recorded 77 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And if I put that thing into a tape player now, right?
Yeah.
It will fucking play and sound will come out and it'll be fucking Hitler talking, right?
Yeah.
Now, if say like I did fucking recordings with a mini disc, right? In
Okay.
like what the late 80s to early 90s, right? Like
Okay.
you're more fucking likely to find a tape machine than you are to find a fucking mini disc player. Mini
Or a
disc is
or a track.
no, I fucking. But what I'm saying is that the digital thing is it's only fucking compatible with that year's computer. For instance, see what I mean? You see
And
what I'm
even
heading with
and
it?
even CDs are no longer relevant.
Yeah, they're not relevant anymore. So that's also a thing that's going on. There's no fucking support. I mean, Musica doesn't. Everything fucking closed down. If you
Yeah,
want to
I
get a
mean,
CD,
my mouse computers don't even come with CD-ROMs anymore.
okay, but the point what I'm getting at is they had mini discs, right? They had
Yeah.
all kinds of fucking digital things. They had the digital VHS tapes that they also had, right?
Yeah.
After fucking tapes when they tried to put them together. All that fucking shit is obsolete. Now think about it this way. All of the shit that people were like, oh fuck yeah, this is the new thing. I'm recording on this now, right? This is
Yeah.
awesome. It's digital. It can never die because and it saves so much space. Now also that fucking shit, they've lost their tape player. I mean, maybe they were clever and they saved their tape player, but if that fucking technology breaks, there's no fucking support for it because it's obsolete. No one gives a fuck. No
Yeah.
one's gonna fix that fucking thing. No one's gonna use it. Except if it's someone becomes an expert at it, their hobby and they fucking want to do it, they'll do it. But I
Yeah,
mean, it's obsolete. Now think about someone who maybe went now all in and digitized all of his fucking audio. You took his tape player, you fucking recorded all the stuff he had on tape, and he put it on the fucking VHS tapes, and he threw away or sold his fucking tape machine, all his tapes. He was like, cool, this is now the new medium. I'm moving on the system, right? Yep. Now, fucking he's recorded all that shit. A couple of years later, that shit gets discontinued. You lose the type of shit. All of those fucking recordings, maybe it'd be a lifetime worth of family recordings even. I mean, it doesn't even have to be fucking music. It can be anything. All that shit's lost. It can't be recreated. It can't be fucking made. Digital, motherfucker. Always digital. Think about phones now. If like, how many times have the chargers changed, man?
Yeah.
From, I mean, like,
yeah. From the Nokia 3310 you're used to with just a round little thing to
a round thing. Then you had the bigger one, that the same one that we still use on like old fucking Tascam recordings to like fucking put the sound across.
And then you've got micro, now Type-C. There you go.
And now you've got USB-C, and USB. The new Macs that came out a couple of years ago only have fucking USB-C. Did you know that? You have to buy a fucking one. But you understand what I mean? That's a pain in the fucking ass. There's no fucking support for it.
You know,
it's fucking digital. But the tape will always fucking play. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's a much better way to fucking save something, because it's always going to fucking work. Even with the technology, if you get people, I mean, who the fuck figured out how tape worked in the first place? Someone will be able to figure out that much easier than fucking trying to find a hard drive that's fucking fried, that has all this imaginary fucking information on it.
Yeah, because it's like for instance, take old school cars, you know, without all of the new gadgets that they have. You know, if it's easier to figure out what the problem is with the old school car versus where all of the new cars with all of the digital things that come with it, you need to fix it with a laptop. You know, it's the same principle.
You got to take it to the fucking dealership, the special dealership, and then they charge you a fuckload of money to just basically reboot your system.
To plug in a computer to your car, you know.
You understand what I'm getting at? Like that's the thing that fucking makes me sad about the current way that we document everything around us. Like, we're doing everything digital, and it's cool. They archive all that stuff, and they will try to do that.
The cool thing about it is we are having a conversation digitally right across the country. So
this is fucking amazing. For those purposes, it's fucking great. I love that shit. But I don't know. It's a hard thing for me to. I can't go the hard way or the soft way, because I mean, it's all fucking relative to what you experience, or the way that what you do for a living, and the way that you live your life.
Now you interact with it, yeah.
But I mean, like, if you've got like this, it's great to hear an interview. People, if they have a passion for music, they can go have an interview. But I mean, back in the day, we still had that thing where you had Mnet, right? You knew that thing was on that time. Like, the routine is what makes it great. Routine is a fucking amazing thing. It will do wonders for your life.
But also, as kids, we could all talk about the same show. Did you guys see that show last night? And all could speak the same thing, because we all watched the same thing at the same time as well. That also built a sense of community.
There was way more of a community back then than what we have today. Today, it's just fucking on your phone. People are on their fucking phones the whole fucking time. You know how fucking annoying that is? It's so, like, literally walk around. If you see someone who doesn't have a phone on them, it's a fucking miracle. They're not looking at the phone.
I always like those memes where someone says, there is a guy, not a phone in sight, just living in the moment. But I wanted to ask you, do you know Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead?
Yes.
So I've always
He's a piano player. He's actually a piano player playing guitar.
Yeah, so speaking of tapes,
yeah, I know about that.
Speaking of tapes, he plays a really interesting instrument, Ondes Martenot, which is kind of like a piano, but instead of with strings, it's tapes. I always found that to be a really cool instrument.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, so I've seen him play one before, and I've never even knew this existed, but it's.
They've got all kinds of shit that they do. It's pretty great, but also not so great.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, it's instead of some hammer punching, strings like a piano, this thing has got this tapes revolving with different notes, and it's basically as he plays a note, it just basically reels on that tape. I always thought that to be a really strangely cool instrument. Speaking of tapes right now,
It almost sounds like a mellotron, man.
it's really amazing. But Ifrit, before we go on with regards to all of this, I just want to ask you, almost signing off. We've been speaking for quite some time right now. I would just like to ask you if there's
Digitally, I
absolute.
might add.
I'm sorry.
Digitally, I might add.
Digitally, yeah. I would just,
Digitally.
I would just like to ask you if there's anything you would like to share with absolutely anyone in the world out there. What is it that you would like to say to these people?
Well, I've got a new album coming out on on April Fool's Day, and it's not a joke. It is actually coming out on April Fool's Day.
Or
The
is
first
it?
album. It's the first album. No, for real, it's really coming out. It's not a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
I made that with. I actually made that with my band and also with like a lot of guest artists. It's like the first album where I didn't do everything myself, which is pretty cool. I mean, I still did quite a bit on it because I mean, I am a control freak. But Tim did a fucking fantastic job with the drums. I had Leon Kemp, he also played drums on it. Jacques Molman, he did that single with us. He jammed guitar on it. Chris van Renen, he used to be my guitarist, but he's now just an acid majors. Bez from Rough Magic, Johnny Holiday. I had a shit load of people in this album. I went a bit overboard because it was like, well, the last ones I was alone. This time. So all I'm saying is like, I'm really excited for people to actually finally hear it. And I'm really excited to finally put it out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like everything that I am is about music, man. If you want me to tell you things like just give my tune a listen. I
All
worked
right.
hard on it.
Is that, and this is with the Avery.
This is with the Avier, my band. That's Stian Dupria, Andy Capo, and Tim Edwards. And well, whoever actually is there. I mean, it's kind of like a revolving kind of door that we have now. You got to remember, everyone's also in a band, so
Yeah.
it's kind of
It's basically a Pretoria supergroup. If anyone knows the Pretoria scene.
Hey, man, I'm friends with some very fucking talented guys, so I mean that makes it very easy. There's that, and also like a lot of my music is on, like you get it on Spotify and stuff, but the real deep cuts and all the B-sides and all the extra shit you'll find on Bandcamp. You go on Bandcamp, you'll find a lot of cool shit that is not on Spotify because fuck Spotify.
Ifrit, I would just like to thank you for coming on board my show today and to, follow down on this tangent. And I think we need a couple of more episodes to follow this. But I would just like to say thank you very much for keeping music alive. And it's people like you with passion for music and who can actually get up every single day and, tell themselves that I actually want to make something for me. And through you wanting to make music for you, inspire people like me to keep on listening. I would just like to thank you for every single thing you have done for music in your own private capacity.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that more than you'll ever know, man. Thank you.
Not a problem, man. And I just would like to say personally, it's truly been quite an amazing thing to see your journey through all of your bands to where you are right now. And I firmly believe you are exactly where you need to be.
Thank you so much for that, man. That means a lot.
Ifrit, thank you very much for coming on the show one last time. And I hope to speak to you sometime soon again. You should have an absolutely beautiful evening ahead. And thank you for anyone who is listening.
Thank you very much for having me, Carl. I had a blast talking. I hope I didn't rant too much into too many different directions. I did say to you before we started that I rarely stay on one topic for too long. But yeah, have an awesome one, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll chat soon. Cheers, Ifrit.
Just cheers.